Hi there. I want to talk about what I did for Halloween. Well, before I get sick, fully sick. So, I got tricked. I gave out treats, but somehow I still got a trick. Just, I got a cold or the flu or something. Because people got real close. Could feel their saliva sometimes on my face. I could smell the alcohol on their breath. And I'm hiding because of that. Hi. And also the black light is really bright. It's a good one. Just one. But I don't want to look directly at it. It hurts. But I'll say hi. Oh God. Hi. So, I'm just in my pajamas. And I'm gonna put this so you can't, well, so I can't get in my eyes. They should be protected from the UV light. It does like instantly hurt. But anyway, I have my little friend here. The fool. Hey. Don't keep adjusting the focus. Yeah, I've put up some of the stuff from the day in the background. Oh, I was gonna turn these on. Hold on a sec. While I turn them on. Where is it? Where's the? Oh, there we go. Hi. Then we'll go over here. And we'll go over here and do that. That one was easier. That one was easier, but I'll get in here. Ooh, that was nice and bright. And then I have the fool. Ooh, he's backwards. I have the fool, my fool. In here. Just ahead of the body. The body is, oh, it's over there. But I'm gonna talk to you about what we did on Halloween with my friend, the fool. So, well, first, the fool has a hat, a jester hat, and it's stuffed. It has stuffing, cotton stuffing, stuff like bunting, I don't know what it's called. Just stuffing you put in a pillow or whatever. So it makes a nice sound, and it has interfacing to make the fabric a little stiff, right? So it sticks out like this. And it's hot glued onto the head that several years ago I made out of paper clay on top of the skull. You know, Boney, the skull that is the daddy to my children and the daddy to my mommy on this channel. So I used that and then built this head on top from years ago. And glued it. It's been glued. And yeah, this year I did some more UV paint on it. I've done paint. I painted it in the past, but it needs to glow even more this year because we were going to go with a glow theme, as you can see. So I go to my brother's every year and I decorate their portrait. And my nieces, it's checking something. My nieces help me stuff up. And this year, the older niece, she brainstormed. She wanted a certain theme, and we settled on haunted forest. Well, we tried. Didn't quite work out that way, but I had found these spiders in the back here at the dollar store, and they were black, totally black. Plastic, nothing really to write home about. Yeah, sorry, just get out of the way. These little spiders, all in here, they were black. So I painted them with gesso first. So the paint, the UV reactive fluorescent paint, tempera paint, had something to adhere to. So I did that first, and I made 15 of them. 15 total. And I did that first, and I got my nieces to help me. So we made 3, 1 each. And from there, that's when she wanted to do the haunted forest theme. So we got together, my niece and I. We got together and we brainstormed what we were going to do on Halloween night. And she had a really great idea. So, well, how do we start from the beginning? Yeah, definitely wanted to do something with the black light. Because I love glowy UV reactive stuff. Black light, glow bugs. It's probably a little too squeaky. So yes, we decided to do a UV theme thing. And she had a great idea to convert the cauldron we had into a spider. So that was her idea, but then it was my job to execute it. And so I did. And this is my favorite element. So the cauldron is where we put all of the goodie bags I made. And you see in the goodie bags that I made all the faces glow under the black light. And you do that with the same thing as the spiders. You first have to do the stencil. First do the stencil with the gesso to create a white base. And then just reapply the stencil and put the UV paint. And by doing that, the faces glow. They look like jack-o'-lanterns, especially when the mouth is the more reactive paint. And then the eyes are the darker colors, like the blue and the green. But then the mouth is like the pink, the orange, and especially the yellow. This yellow always looks. The yellow always looks green under the black light, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes, it does. So we had the cauldron, and for the cauldron, I needed to make spider legs. So, do you want to see what I did? Okay. What do you think? Yeah, let's see what I did. So I'll grab one of the spider legs. Here it is. So the spider legs are made with a core of aluminum wire. It's very flexible. very flexible. And I had so much of it already. And then I cut it at an appropriate size, and then I covered it. First with, I guess, white felt. With white felt. And then I wrapped around in glue gun some of the stuffing from the hat all around it. So this is a leg. And I tucked it between the cauldron and I guess the container that the actual goodie bags rested in. So wedged in between the two. When you have them wedged between the two, it stays. It stays. Because originally I had taped them with duct tape. And that didn't stay, so yeah. That looks funny. But not in a good, funny, haha way. Funny, what is wrong with that person way. Everything is wrong. Just kidding. Yeah, so when it stays like that, it means I don't have to glue gun it. I didn't have to glue it permanently. So they just come off, and you can fold it like that into a heart. Let's say you fold it. Get that leg. And it makes a good noise sometimes when you move it, a crunching noise. So this is the heart. Heart. And you can put it away real easily. Like this. Well, not like that. A little better than that. That's what it is for now. And then behind it, I had a net, and on that net, it's easy, like in the background here, to just tie them to the net, the spiders, so you have something to stabilize them. But this doesn't glow, so I put the neon orange type of what are they called? Cobwebs. Duh. And I don't really like using that stuff. It never stays how I want it. It gets wet and then it just clumps back together again. And it's just so annoying. So next year I'm gonna make, we're already talking about next year. Next year I'm gonna make a orange UV reactive net myself that's reusable and easier. I think it's too busy, the entire thing. So I think I'm gonna commit to just doing it in the corner, but like have it more set out from the actual corner into the space. So yeah, the cauldron would have to be a night of restocked, refilled. So I would get somebody to help me, had a few helpers, and they would fill a bag and then put it outside. They would put it outside on the porch. And when I was running out, I'm losing my voice a little bit, and I would go and get more. And I would go and get more to fill it up. So that's what I'm most proud of. And it wasn't even my idea. It was my niece's. So, because it's a forest, we also did a little tree, because I had the the stuff for it already. Like, I had already made those branches out of hot glue and aluminum wire, so I made that into a tree, and then I painted a bunch of store-bought over the years, collected over the years, other bones and stuff. So I put that around. I put it in the tree. Mostly the birds and stuff you can see, but there is a foot in there. We also had an altar, and on that wall we had the spiders. My niece again did this part here, and then on the altar we had skulls and other animals like dogs and this cat. I love the cat. And to get sort of the form, I took the brush with gesso and like just grazed the outer surface. My other favorite thing from the altar. I like this. So stuff like this, I actually mixed the paint with the gesso, and that's why you get sort of this in between, more muted color. And then the pure UV paint on top. And I like to do like one color on one side, different color on another side, to kind of mimic having different colored lights on either side. So I feel like it makes it pop. And then maybe have the inner core not painted. So it kind of makes a shadow. So what else? We had that in the back, and I also had a skeleton. Not a life-size skeleton, but a small skeleton that I used and painted and hung up. Oh, and the tree had this guy. I'll get him. So this I painted as well. It's loud. But this I painted as well. First, I didn't need to do the gesso because it already had some kind of a base. Because it needed to be painted when it was bought. Like it had already been painted with some kind of white paint. So I just did directly on there. And I did him in his face. So that went there. And then I had the arms. This. And just tape those onto a mic stand, just a stand, light stand. Oh, and for this guy, our fool, he had a body, and it's a very round body. All bodies are beautiful, but it's very round. Let me show you. And this is his beautiful body, his exposed neck. And yes, I made this costume a while. And I took a skeleton hand and I painted it and I glued it onto some aluminum wire. Actually, I don't think this is aluminum wire. I don't know what it is. And I put it inside. So he's a garbage bag. His body is a garbage bag. Me too. My body's a temple. So it's full of, it looks like my body. So it's full of construction paper? No, not construction. Newsprint. So it's full of newsprint. This is the thumbnail. So it's full of newsprint, recyclable paper, And I tried to give him a waist. So underneath, he has a waist made of tape, masking tape. So it's less, he has kind of a waist and hips. But I didn't actually use the feet. As you can have seen, it was in the tree. His feet were in the tree. And he just has one hand. And the reason he needs one hand is so he can hold his bottle. Like that. So, this is his bottle. It's just a wine bottle that I repurposed for this. Can't really position. Can't position it. But yeah, this is just gesso. Gesso and UV paint. And it's chipping. But this is like my favorite element. I think it's really pretty. Yeah. I spent the night making him drink, forcing him to drink his drink. I mean, I made it, so he might as well. He should drink it for me. Anyway, let's get rid of this big, noisy body. Okay. And finally, I just want to talk about my costume that I made myself a few years ago. So maybe you've already seen it, but yeah, I want to show you. So it's all white and it's made of broadcloth, and I wanted to do something in an inexpensive fabric because eventually I want to get UV fabric paint and I want to splatter it all over. So as you can see, when I go to refill the cauldron, I have a spot that looks white under normal light, but because it's not reactive, like I think I fixed it with white paint, so it just blocks the UV, so it ends up just looking like a dot, a black dot. So maybe when I go and do the paint, it'll go over that and camouflage it. So let me go get the costume. 1 second. I'm already losing my voice. So good thing I started recording this and worried too much about how it looked or anything like that, how planned it was. But here are the main elements that glow, and this is the corset. So you see it's white. It's white broadcloth. And it has these ribbon elements that are super reflective. And I think they're a little too reflective. But the inside is not. I couldn't be bothered to do a lining properly. But it's canvas and it's real bone. No, not real bone. It's spiral steel boning. So it's real boning. And then this element, I think, was intended to actually hide something. And a little button. It's a little button. You have a little button. And I think that's thread. On the back. Okay. And then over top of that, although it really should go, this should go underneath the corset. But then if I go, well, I want to go pee, it's kind of awkward. It's hard to get it back underneath. Actually, I gotta just pull it up. I'm stupid. Anyway, so, and then this is like, I don't know what this is. Is that a petticoat? Petticoat. I don't know. It's a frilly thing. I never finished the top. But yeah, so this has the same ribbon. This has the same ribbon that goes around the waist. And you can see it goes back and forth when I move my butt back and forth. Very feminine and pretty. It makes me act in ways that are confusing to me and to anyone who might really know me deep inside. But when I dress feminine, my feminine socialization starts to come out. And it's fun. It's fun anyway. But the thing I like the most, and it's not that it's well done, it's just that it's glowy, is the skirt. The skirt is a mermaid skirt. And this sounds good. I've done it with the tulle before. And this, it looks a little weird when it goes through the fabric, but when you show it, it looks cute. Okay. Oh, I love it. I've made a few videos with this stuff because it's so good. The sound. So I had a really good Halloween. I hope you did too. And what else? Oh, I forgot to mention my makeup. Yeah, so I did I had these UV reactive eyelashes, but my eyelash glue was it's black, and I did it very quickly. And the UV reactive paint, I used the body paint. It's kind of splotchy, so it didn't look so good. It didn't look right. I did too much on my lips, but oh well. And then I put on the mask. Then I painted as well, the Venetian mask. Plague mask. And that was good. That I really liked. So, kids would come up and they would be shy and go up and choose their bag, or if they couldn't come up, I would hand it to them. Got lots of compliments. So I think next year I'm gonna do the same thing, just more of the same. And yeah. I guess that's it. Real quick video. Just wanted to talk about it and share it. So, I'm gonna get into bed. I'm gonna edit this. And try to deal with my fever that I am getting. I've done 2 COVID rapid tests, and I don't trust it. But ain't no evidence that I have it, so it must be the flu. Okay. Till next year, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye. It's not so bad. this is from, I don't know what it was really from, but I say it's from shoving the bottle too aggressively in his, oops, not the eye. That's how it's gonna lose his eye next. But he's been hitting the bottle too hard. Don't fall. I'm gonna put everything away. Put everything away. Sad. Next comes Krampus or something? No, probably not Baba Yaga. And Christmas stuff. Time for Christmas. Okay. I don't like the squeaks so much. I like the crunch. Yeah, like that. The crunch. See? Be like tentacles reaching out to you. That looks cool. That looks so cool. I really like you. Yeah, I really like you. You're sweet. You're a sweet boy. Yeah. You're a sweet boy. I'm just gonna start talking baby talk to you. You're a sweet boy, aren't you?